life, you know. Otherwise, it's going to be useless to live a life without getting all my rights in it. Yes, please.
You said that we should be proud that we're British. The thing is, it was Britain, was the people that had created the Jewish state of Israel to attack the Muslims there. It's Britain that sent troops to Afghanistan and Iraq to kill the Muslims there. Can we really be proud of being British as Muslims? So I'm a bit confused on that matter. You said we should be proud,
sure,
but can we really be proud when there is an ongoing war in Islam? And it's quite evident from everywhere, from every angle. Can we really be proud?
Thank you very much for the question. Were you responsible about this?
Sorry?
Were you responsible about such action as a British person?
No.
That's it.
No.
You feel proud. You feel proud of being British.
Yes.
Being British in the enlightened side, which is quite huge as well. The good, the positive area or ground with other people. But the bad one, even being a Pakistani or Egyptian, you will have some stupid things as well, right, within our own countries back home, which me and you will disagree with, right? Violating human rights, arresting people. Now the European, mashallah, they are learning from our governments and doing this with one like me. I've done nothing, but under the terrorist law or act, they can stop me, interrogate me, and just ask me questions and repeat their stupid questions sometimes. Okay, I'll answer the question. Why are you repeating? You know, and just kind of, torturing you. But my point here, my dear brother, is that let's try to be as positive as we could. I know, I understand your side of the question that will bring imbalance to some people. I told them that. And it's going to bring some issues, and I'm concerned as you are, but it has nothing to do with you being a British. You are British, but you don't accept this part, of being British. You don't accept what the government is acting, right? Occupying another land or doing something wrong, you don't accept that. But you have a lot of things you can feel proud of. You're a university where you are studying and gaining knowledge, and something will make you proud of. The social system you have here and helping other people, you will be proud of that one. Many of other things you will feel proud of being in England here, right? So let's just focus on that positive. Don't take my talk in any way to justify what is happening or to accept it at all. I have stressed that many times, but my point is that let's be positive. Let's walk our talk and love in this country, right? Kill them with your kindness, if you like. Yes.
I just want to make some points here.
Sure.
First of all, about the question which has been asked here as well. If you are coming from a country, let's say, if we have a Turkey, for example, here, and we know that during World War I there was some killings of the Armenians by the Turkish at the same time. And now, I don't think that the Turkish people should be, for example, feeling guilty what the Turkish government at that time did. And to substantiate this claim, again, you're coming from Egypt, and Egypt is being ruled by Hosni Mubarak for about, 25 years or more than
30 years.
30 years, God forbid. So it must be a hard time there. But at the same time, it's not due to Egyptian identity, it's due to this Hosni Mubarak. So even the policy of countries will be depending upon the leader who is actually ruling at that time. George Bush, I don't know how he got to Princeton University, but I don't know whether he had brain or not. At the same time, there were some good leaders as well, starting from Thomas Jefferson. So you can't blame the country for the policy of one individual who was ruling at that time.
Right.
Secondly, about the comment which the other brother made as well. I feel that there's also some steps to be taken from the Muslim community as well, in Britain or in Europe in general. Because what I witnessed as well was the Muslims who came in Britain in the 1960s. They were from subcontinent, and even right now when we see their state, they're still living in type of their own areas. And it's really unfortunate that their employment level, their education level is quite low as well right now. And because of
living in New Zealand since 12 years, we didn't mean to have an area. This is to our non-Muslim friends, you know, who are sharing with us the same country. We didn't mean to do this. What happens is that you come from another country to a new country, right? As you need as a Muslim, first thing you think about is to build that place where you are going to pray. This is our culture. In other cultures, people get to know one another through pubs, right? If you don't go to the pub, you don't get connected to the social system and network. Fair enough. This is the system, right? But in our culture, it's totally different. We cannot have this network, we can't have this relationship, and we cannot even build out or pursue that relationship with God without having a place of worship. We have a mosque. People tend to be closer to the mosque. You with me? Right? So they start 3 people around the mosque, become 10, 20, and the whole area becomes Muslims. There was no reason, they didn't mean that at all, right? To live that way. But the blame which we can say is that their area should be as clean as the rest of the country, if not even more. It's going to be a shame if my area as a Muslim is not that clean. Especially we have huge number of youth. Why don't we have, you know, just a movement? Let's go guys, we need volunteers. We are going to go and clean our streets once every week or twice, right? Imagine when the city council, I don't know what you call it, city council here, have a look and see, oh, they will be touched that the people are helping them, especially when we have a lot of rubbish, you know, around. This is not quite a civilized scene to be watching. So again, you know, it's not mean, I think, through my experience, we don't mean to be living in our own enclosed areas. No, we have nothing to hide. You know, if you go to our countries, people are very cheerful and nice to others. Ask any British people who have been to our countries, even to my countries. People will offer you help without asking them. You know, they will just be generous to you. They are not after your money. You know, this is a nature in their hearts. So again, but thank you for your comment anyway. Thank you.
Is there any women? Let's see.
We have 2 brothers. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to make just a couple of points on the question.
Sure.
One point is that I was completely against the Iraq war, and so were 2 million other Brits who actually came out on the streets to protest against it. And yet, you know, I don't think any of them deny that they feel British, and like them, I'm very patriotic to say I am British as well. And so I don't, in terms of the identity question, I can be completely against what the British state must do, and I'm completely against like the terror laws that's been brought in, and also how the British media will portray Muslims. I can hate all these things, but that's not to stop me from being British or even loving this country, because it's made of millions of people, not these kind of organisations. I think another thing I want to raise also is you mentioned the Ummah in your talk as well, and I think it's an interesting issue with how some Muslims have, in a way, kind of maybe misread the Ummah and turned it into something which kind of justifies violent actions. And I'd like to know what you kind of think about this and how
you mean Umar?
I can't remember really about the Ummah.
Ummah nation. Yeah. Okay.
I'm really bad.
Okay. You guys bring in a lot of Arabic in yours, so I'm just. And if I have an accent, you have an accent in Arabic as well. Anyway. Okay.
So my point is like. My point is about how some Muslims obviously, like, how they perceive the Ummah and justified it as kind of violent actions, for example, and how do you perceive that, and what can be done to kind of perceive the Ummah kind of peaceful brotherhood among Muslims around the world, rather than something that can justify violent actions, for example?
Actually, we have 5 circles as Muslims to go around them. The first one is